pretty. Come along. Hey garden gals and guys, it's Steph with Tiny's Garden. And I'm here to tell you that this audio is absolutely horrific through some of this video. So I'm going to do a voiceover and I apologize for the quality of it. I did this with my phone, so it may be time for a new phone. But nevertheless, I'm still going to put it out there. So today we are talking about planting daffodil bulbs. And finally, February 26th, I believe it was, I was able to get all my daffodil bulbs in the ground because I came up with the idea to use my tiny cut flower bed space and do the perimeter of it. So this is good to watch if you have a small real estate plan. We're on an acre. I have 6 raised beds in the front, 8 in the back, and then I have this maybe 15 by 15 cut flower garden that's very small, the first one I ever started with. And today I've come up with the idea to plant the perimeter with specialty daffodil bulbs that are unique varieties, perfect for cutting for bouquets. I've planted daffodils in my landscape before, but I don't like to cut those. I like to use those in my landscape. So this is an idea to save space, get more bang for my buck out of this tiny cut flower space, because daffodils are perennial. They'll come up every year and they're the first thing to come up in the spring. So these will bloom while everything else is getting ready to germinate and grow. They'll die back by the time everything is growing on. So it's just a way to get more bang for my buck out of this bed. Because this is the first year I'm planting them, I may not have too many to cut this year, but daffodils will multiply, the bulb will get bigger, and in the upcoming years, I should have several stems to cut from. Another perk of daffodil bulbs is they come in these big mesh bags, at least from Color Blends they do. And I can use these mesh bags to pre-soak my ranunculus and anemone corms for next year. And I don't have mesh bags to put all of these in and put them in a bucket. So don't throw those mesh bags away. The variety I have from Color Blends is Banana Splash, which is this beautiful big splash of ruffly yellow with white in the background. The remaining ones came from the Farmhouse Flower Farm, and they are Petite 4. Can you even with this? So unique, such an interesting structure. Hold on to your hat because all of these are absolutely gorgeous. Replete. Look at that salmon color inside the bloom. Ruffly, absolutely beautiful with the white in the background. Cannot wait to cut these. Then we have Popeye, such a bright, cheery, beautiful yellow on the inside with a nice presence of white in the background. Great texture on it. Can't wait to see what these look like in person. Then we have Delmissa, and I've seen this before and I've never gotten a chance to order it until now. And it's this beautiful light blush pink with white in the background. So stunning. Now we have White Lion, and this one looks like a lion's mane, which is why I think they named it that. But there is some yellow in there, mostly white with a really ruffly texture. And lastly, we have Ice King, which almost looks like a mosaic of frozen ice on a windshield. The inside is very ruffly, the outside expands out like a trumpet with a faint yellow brush stroke within the inside. Super unique. Shout out to Marin at the Farmhouse Flower Farm, which you can find at thefarmhouseflowerfarm.com. All of her ranunculus, anemones, and daffodils have been incredibly healthy and big this year. So if you haven't ordered from her, I highly recommend it. I paid for all this. This is not sponsored by any means, but I've noticed a huge difference between her stuff and other places. So thanks, Marin. Now I've planted some already, and bear with me because I'm losing light, but what I do is use a label and a garden marker to make sure that the label doesn't come off. And then I'm spacing them rather tightly. Ideally, depth is at least 6 inches, and spacing on the tag of Color Blends says 4 inches. I'm probably 2 to 3, but I just am putting them back to back all the way down, and then I'll come in and cover them up. I'm not using fertilizer this year for tulips or daffodils simply because I don't have it, but I also want to see how they do without it. I know a lot of people don't even use it, so we'll see if I can tell the difference or not. Here is what a daffodil bulb looks like. It's much bigger than a tulip bulb. You want it to be firm. You're going to plant it pointy side up so you can actually see here where there's new growth, that beautiful new green coming up there. And then the roots, roots are on the bottom. So that's where the roots will grow and our daffodil will come up like that. So when I'm coming in to plant, if this papery coating comes off, that's fine. It's shedding quite a bit. But when I'm coming in to plant, I'm going into my trench or my hole pointy side up. I've made it all the way through this L to right here. I'm ready for my next one. We're gonna go around the corner there. I've got 3 varieties to go. Let's do it. Okay, I did finish all of that, completely lost light, but I got the whole border planted and I even had 4 left, so I threw them in a couple of pots. So you can grow daffodils in containers as well, but like I said, these specific ones I really want to grow for cutting. So they're in the ground, should be tucked in tight, Repel All is on them, and that means I'm done with bulbs, finally. February 25th, got all my bulbs in. Better late than never. Both of my tulip beds are planted and I'm just waiting on them to come up. Those I'm using for cut flowers, and then the daffodils I just planted. If you saw my bulb haul video from a couple weeks ago, I wasn't sure if any of my bulbs were gonna make it because I had waited so long to open them and get them in the ground with everything that was going on in our life, but hallelujah, I think they're gonna be fine. So we'll see what comes up this spring. That'll be it for this video. Thanks for coming along. I did it pretty last minute. I wasn't gonna film it, but then I thought someone might get something out of this. So I hope that that was helpful for you to see how you can use a little bit of space and get more use out of it. This bed will also have sweet peas and snapdragons, bupleurum, rudbeckia. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel to follow along with all things garden. We'll see you in the next one, everybody. Happy planting. Bye.